This may be controversial, but you don't have a binge eating problem. You have a coping skills problem. Here's why and how to fix it. Look at this. Eating disorders have more than doubled between 2000 and 2018, went from 3.5 to 7.8%. And in case you didn't know, binge eating disorder accounts for almost half of the eating disorders. It's equivalent to the rest of the eating disorders combined. And it's not a coincidence that it more than doubled since the year 2000. And it makes you wonder what specifically happened in the year 2000. And what happened was that is when the internet and social media started becoming a part of our everyday life. And these tools served as a source of distraction for us and were integrated directly as a coping mechanism into our life. And so 30 years ago, for example, a normal human being, when they had problems or negative emotions or stress, they had to sit down and deal with it. They were forced to. There was very little sources of distraction back then. And the problem with that is that the phone and social media is just one form of coping mechanism. Most people have more than one form of coping mechanism. They have at least 2, 3 habits that they rely on to cope. And this is where binge eating comes in because food is another coping mechanism for many people. Look at this graph. This is a graph of hospitalized patients, kids and teenagers between the ages of 0 to 17. Look at that increase from 2019 to 2021, 100% increase in these years. What happened in those years? COVID happened. These teenagers and kids were stuck at home with no other form of distraction in school or play or whatever. Phones and social media were not enough. Look at this graph from Uber Eats revenue. Look at how much revenue they made between 2020 2021. Doubled. It doubled in revenue during COVID. And this was a year where many restaurants were shut down and they still posted a double in revenue. And what this tells us is that binge eating is not a food problem. It's a coping problem. We're addicted to distractions. We no longer have the skill sets to deal with our thoughts, our emotions, our stress, or anything internally. We don't. And so what happens is we just go to the easiest, most accessible coping mechanism. And that's why dieting will never work. We have to go back and learn fundamental skill sets that will help us cope better. These are skill sets that are forgotten, but so normal once we learn them, because this is just how we were designed. We're designed to cope better with ourselves and deal with ourselves. And when we do that, binge eating ceases to exist.